I spent £400 on the Switch 2, but should you? Well, that's what I'm here to help you guys answer. Is it worth getting? Are the Joy-Cons actually that much better? Did they fix that Joy-Con drift? Will your old Switch games work and look better? How big is it exactly? And what's going on here? This isn't a review, this is more buyers beware. Now, straight out of the gate, you get the Switch, of course. The two quite mature looking Joy-Cons. Kinda did prefer the older colourful look, but yeah. All of the usual cables, charging plug, HDMI, the wrist attachments to help protect your TV screens, and of course the revamped aerodynamic dock, which if you guys do actually check out the Switch software, you'll actually notice there's a firmware version just for the dock itself. Interesting. So you can expect future dock updates, hopefully, to improve its performance. And no, before you ask, you can't use the old dock. I tried it. Long story short, they've moved the holes. Why? I don't know. Now, while we are here, the dock, just like the new Switch 2, is bigger in every way compared to the old G. And now, even though it does actually have a fan, it's lighter now. At least with my measuring tools, my hands. And of course, with the better cooling system and the new chipset, the Switch 2 can now hit 4K upscaled, but still it's a massive leg up from that 1080p that we used to have. Now, coming back to my hands, the Switch, the old Switch, felt cozy. This feels tenuous, like you're holding a tray with one hand, trying to balance it and hoping the magnets just stick. The screen is nice though, isn't it? It's definitely sharper and bigger. The whole thing's bigger in every way possible. Like the original Switch just feels like a toy next to it. Now, are the new Joy-Cons actually that much better? And did they fix the Joy-Con drift? I mean, they're definitely more comfortable for sure. Before, your hands felt like they were T-Rex hands squished together around the smallest controller in the world. But yeah, it's much better this time round. Okay, a bit better this time round. It's no PlayStation controller, of course, but it's definitely a lot more comfortable. And look at the triggers, massively different here. As for the Joy-Con drift, that debilitating stick disease causing our characters to lean to one side might still be here. Well, I never really experienced this myself in either the original Switch or the Switch 2 yet, touch wood, but going off the teardowns from everyone else, the technology inside the new Switch's Joy-Cons is the same, so yeah, keep that in mind. Also, now it's a mouse, basically, so all we need is an official keyboard as well from Nintendo, and someone to port over Microsoft Excel, and that's it. It can probably replace my laptop for work.
Yeah, boy.
So does it actually run the older Switch 1 games, and do they look any better? Yes and no. Popping in Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of the first games ever released on the original Switch, and the game runs flawlessly. There's no stuttering, there's no loading issues, there's not even any little minor glitches that I've noticed here. So yeah, the game does run, and if anything, it runs even better on the Switch 2 than it did in the Switch 1. But looks wise, improved graphics, slightly, very slightly, but there's definitely a difference between the two, with the Switch 2 being ever so clearer, just about, and the textures are definitely boosted. Now of course, Nintendo has improved the console's display from 720 to 1080 at 120Hz. Sure, this does look better in hand, but barely, and you only really notice it when they're side by side. However, with both consoles docked up, pretty much the same. But yeah, unless the game developers actually patch their older games to support upscaling to 4K or fully redo the textures or anti-aliasing, no, won't look that much noticeably better. At least standalone, they'll definitely run a bit smoother, but that's pretty much it. And of course, the newer games, which you guys have probably all seen by now, definitely a lot more polished. I mean, just look at the new Mario Kart World compared to Mario Kart 8. It's a perfect example of newer. It's just simply better, at least graphically. Now the strangest thing happened mid-game. I was checking out the glare, which, to be honest, isn't as bad indoors as it is out, and then all of a sudden the cartridge just popped out. Yeah, confused me as well. Like it loaded the game, I was playing it for a little bit, and then pop. And then every time I closed it. Nope, nope, nope. And apparently others have noticed this issue as well online. What the heck was going on? Do I have a defective unit? No. But it's not that straightforward. Because they did switch up the cartridge slot and they've added this new piece, I just assumed you line it up with the cartridge and then you close it. Done. But no. So if you guys came across this Reddit thread with the same issue, yeah, just click the cartridge in, it's not gonna pop out again. And it kinda does make sense. The whole thing sits flush now. Yeah, user error.
My bad.
And speaking of the game cartridges, we now have key code cards. So now instead of the full game being stored on the cartridge itself, you've got a key code that you plug in and then the game is downloaded digitally straight onto your device. I mean, sure, it's probably more cost effective, but that kind of means you never really have the full game in hand. So what happens if you have bad internet? Or no internet? You just can't play the game? What kind of joke is this? And even worse, as games get older and let's say support is dropped, what happens to that essential digital content that you need to download to play the game? Yeah, if you guys are collectors, this is a big issue. Sure, it won't be all the Switch 2 games, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the majority of releases. So after all of that, should you buy the Switch 2? I mean, it's definitely a hands down step up from the original and way better than those colorful side steps. But the Joy-Con situation is definitely a ticking time bomb and that cartridge system feels a bit backwards. But yeah, if you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, I'm sure you're going to run out and buy it if you haven't done so already, even while complaining about the flaws just like me. As for the rest of you, I would say wait for a price drop and maybe wait for a few more games to be released. That mouse gimmick, literally a gimmick. Hold on, there's a $100 discount on the PS5?